Alright, replay review, Volskaya, Aktaboot on Anub'arak here. Starting off the game, looking at comps. We have Anub, Kael'thas, Chromie, Deathwing, Rhaegar versus ETC, Falstad, Lucio, Imperius, Asmodean. It's interesting. The team has double mage, which is not inherently bad. It does present some difficulties here. I'll get to that in a minute. Um, Rhaegar doesn't do much. So Anub'arak is an aggressive tank. He wants to find a kill, get a kill, end of story. You get a little bit of wiggle room there. If you go Beetle build, you can go for a bit more sustain. But in general, Anub'arak wants to find some picks. Rhaegar isn't the best with that. Doesn't have hard follow-up CC or damage on that. Fortunately, Kael'thas does. He has a follow-up stun, and you have plenty of damage between Kael'thas and Chromie. Should be able to kill anyone on their team at any stage of the game. So ETC, I will also highlight, should definitely be a kill target for you. ETC as a tank is made of tissue paper, basically killable by anyone at any time if they focus him down. If you get a stun, a double stun, Kael'thas follows up with a stun, your team dumps abilities on him, he should die pretty easily. Wave clear, you're fine with. Kael'thas clears waves, Rhaegar clears waves, Chromie clears waves. Deathwing isn't great at it, but clears waves. You have a lot of point control for the Volskaya points. But between Chromie with like slowing sands and Deathwing and all his random stuff, they should have trouble stepping on point. Rhaegar too with his totem. You have lots of miscellaneous point control. Healer matchup's interesting because both Lucio and Rhaegar don't have great early game healing outputs. Rhaegar gets his healing at 13, Lucio gets it at 16 with QCDR for Rhaegar and up to frequency for Lucio. Offlane matchup is also interesting. Neither of them particularly rotate or clear well, but it should be pretty good once they join team fights. Imperius is a strong burst threat. Watch out for that. Now on the subject of double mage, while you do have a lot of burst damage, a lot of random AoE, a lot of wave clear, your sustained output is not great. You can't really pressure down the front line that well. Can't really exploit Lucio's lack of sustained healing early game. But you can just go for burst, which is what Noob wants anyway, so that's okay. It's not ideal, but it's fine. Asmodean as a hero is kind of awkward. Stack, but can push. Watch out for Asmodean's split push. It has been nerfed since its heyday, but it's still effective, and Falstad can split push as well, especially since he's a global. So this game, you're basically, what you're playing for is just picks. If you see someone, your DPS is in range, go on them, get kills. That's your game plan here. Alright, let's get into it. Alright. Starting off here, you should be able to get a wave clear advantage pretty easily. Just look to clear waves. I like where you're positioning though, out of vision. Although you could definitely go in here, like you're out of vision for what ETC slid in. You could have gone in on him, and now you forfeit your out of vision position to just step into wave. So I think what would have been better here is, like, first of all, I'd go right here. And then, like, if you're here and he slides in, you can E onto him, Q onto him, and you can, at the very least, get some solid damage onto him, even if you don't get a kill. Let me go to your camera here. Yeah, you just kind of forfeit that and step into wave. Then you go back out of vision. So if you're going to go into wave to clear it, just commit to it, clear the wave. Going down here doesn't really do much anymore. This Q does set himself up, follow up with an E. Never mind, alright. He's out. So you want to be getting top here. You're already missing one minion just died that you're missing. And, yeah. So you're gonna miss the entirety of top wave. They're also missing top wave, but you're missing bot wave, and they're not missing bot wave. So you're actually going to be behind in XP. You can see the bar is ticking up towards their side. I like the fact that you're going top here. Would like you to go about 10 seconds earlier, but Better late than never. Just use your abilities on wave, get that cleared. Nice. Yeah, it really should not be you alone here. Like, this is just very classic macro misplays. You see a lot in Storm League. Team ARAMs. Team forgets that waves exist. Team wonders why they're 2 levels behind. It really should be your entire team rotating together. Deathwing bottom. Between, like, Kel'Thas and Chroma, you insta-clear wave. Move up top, insta-clear wave. Move mid, insta-clear wave, etc., etc. Split off for camp at some point. On that note, team should be on camp as well. Team just kind of all over the place. But it's good that you're at least picking up the soak even if they're not. Don't let Asmodean get that globe for free. Nice.
Hey, did someone just quit? That's not very cool. Oh, never mind.
Alright, well, Kel'Thas is clearing this, so that's good.
Hey, did someone just quit?
Oh. Distracted. What happened here? That looks like a good setup.
That's not very cool. Oh, never mind. There they are.
You can E on him.
Oh, never mind. There they are. Hey, did someone just
Yeah,
quit?
so
That's not very cool.
when you're walking down,
Did someone just quit?
you see this false set as soon as you get in range, which is about here. You can just E on him immediately. And then that gives your Chromie time to turn around and try to kill him. As a result, now you just kind of walk up to him and use all your stuns, but there's no Chromie follow-up because Chromie ran away already. She couldn't stay around that long. Don't be afraid to just use your E for engages. Anub does not really want to walk up to people. You gotta E out here. Nice. So in that situation, come in, you go on Falstad, but you commit too hard, you use your E even though there's no follow-up, and that means you don't have E to get out when Imperius comes down on you and you take way too much damage, and then you continue taking too much damage by stepping up to wave when you don't need to. Just sort of eating random abilities with no follow-up, no kill potential. Just back here, yeah. You're taking too much damage. Deathwing appears to be having some connection issues. It's unfortunate.
Hey, did someone just quit?
Well, you know,
Cool.
team is getting on camp a whole minute late. Better late than never, I suppose. This stretch of here, you can go on that ETC. Damn. Up again, I like it. Again, not ideal, but it will happen.
We've redesigned our trigger upgrade. Combat in the Nexus. Prepare to begin field testing.
Nice. Now you're a level ahead because you've been catching top. Well, not a full level, but a good amount. Okay, look at this again. So you're coming in. There's a false stat over here that your team is in a position to hit. ETC, your team is not in a position to hit. So this you waste your Q here. You could have tried to eat onto false stat that your team. Alright, and you waste your E here because, well, I mean, you missed, but also your team's not in a position to hit. So now both of your abilities are down for this team fight. Q this ETC right now. Nope. Q the... almost a kill on Lucio. I would have queued the Anub'arak. Or not the Anub'arak, the Imperius. Yeah, you're just using your abilities kind of randomly off cooldown here. E is very hard to hit point blank. If you want to hit an E on someone close by, you gotta like back up a step. I want to see this. I want to see this E again. That you got E up and you immediately decide to use it. Yeah, so if you would E'd from here instead of here, you could have maybe hit this ETC. But I mean, you kind of got the wrong angle here. You went this way. You want to go this way. But just unfortunate. You want to get, yeah, alright. And when Asmodean's channeling that thing on you, you want to get out of that. Also, you're eating damage from turret this entire time. Yeah, because you could have almost gotten out of... You were almost out of the Azeroth thing. If you just step a few steps to the side, you're out of it, and you probably don't die. Human's the point. This is the point for now, though. You have control over the pointless rectangle. So yeah, that team fight was a lot of just go and use your Q on ETC, doesn't do anything. You miss your E, doesn't do anything. You use your E like over here with no follow-up. A lot of just randomly using your abilities as they become available, it looks like. Not too much thought into what they're actually going to accomplish, which is a common mistake. Alright, but what's happening to you? Your team's fighting. At least your team gave up points, so at this case, I do like you getting top. Try and get 7 here. I just like ping retreat, ping talent tier, that's good. Alright, now you're 7, immediately start rotating out. Don't clear the rest of the wave. Don't bother clearing the rest of the wave. Because team wants to fight here. Alright, there you go. So you can come and you can look at this Falstad. Just look at someone, look for an E immediately onto the Anub'arak, or onto the Imperius. Anyone? Press E. Alright. Really, they'll never. You could have pressed E at max range and gotten that stun a lot sooner. But you did get eventually, so good job on that. I think you have a tendency, I saw this from your last replay too, of not using your E very effectively. You tend to just walk at people a lot and then like Q them. E has a pretty long range. Anub'arak's ideal engage pattern is you're like out of vision, you're in a bush somewhere, someone walks up on like the other side of the lane, you E all the way to them, they can't get out, you Q them, E slows to set up a Q, and that's a kill. If you just walk at people, they have a lot more time to react. E's significantly faster than walking.
There they are. Hey, did someone just quit? That's not very cool.
But that was good decision making for me. You go top, get 7. Rotate to fight with 7, win fight with 7. There are 7 here. You'd waste your Q a little bit early so you don't have it immediately when they come in, which is awkward. Like if,
That's not very cool.
when did you use your Q? And used your Q on wave, yeah. So if you have your Q a couple seconds later when ETC walks in, say right now you could E onto him and Q and set up a bunch of damage on him, but you don't have Q. You could still E onto him and set it up instead of you kind of give up point prio. Now, in fairness, your Death Ring is kind of like AFK there, and you didn't have Kael'thas. As soon as Kael'thas goes in, I would definitely go back. Yeah, you waited a bit long for that or for that false stun engage. I go on false stun now. This is where you go, because now as soon as Kael'thas is in range, if you hit Neon Falstad and then a Q, because your Kael'thas wants to use a stun, he wants to go for this Falstad, but he whiffs his stun, which is also a misplay on his part. Should wait for you, but you weren't going on him anyway, so... And now this point is pretty much just theirs. See, this is kind of the awkward part of playing tank. Ideally, like this entire time it would have been great if someone was split pushing, but your entire team isn't going to. Slowing sands is nothing. Kind of walk in, throw a Q for nothing, and then... Okay, see, that was a good E. If you had a Q, that could have been a kill. You don't have a Q. You have any abilities here, you use both of them weirdly. Slowing sands is almost a kill. If you body blocked that ETC, you might have gotten him. E onto that Imperius. Nice. Saved your Chromie though. That's awkward. Buddy.
Attack the enemy projector and see how much damage its armor can take.
So I don't hate the soaking here, but you could also be have been doing is looking to like flank around mid and find a kill. Either is acceptable, I think. You don't want to miss. See that E means your E is now down and you can't look for anything. So for example, right here. All right, never mind. All right, now I eat my words. Good Q.
Progress rate.
You could eat onto that period. See, this Falstad's low. Nice looks for him, but there's no one in range. You can just web that guy. If you pick your, okay. I don't hate that. That's pretty good. All right, and you set up a stun on this guy. Q now. You're all right. Mistimed your Q. Also, there's no school so do like. You could have also just gone on this Imperious when he stepped up instead of waiting for Lucio. I do like the web to set up a kill on Lucio, but if Imperious is just gonna stand here, might as well go on him instead. This is pretty good. This is a good find. But as soon as this guy steps up, you can just E onto him, get a Q, set up a kill on him. You might not be able to kill him. I don't quite know. Depends. If you body block him afterwards, you might be able to get it. But he's also just kind of waiting here. Also, you mistimed your Q on the Cocoon, yeah. So now you kind of get nothing. Alright, E on him now. 2. No E. Or E. Again, don't be afraid to use your E's half of your engage. It's EQ or like QE if they're in melee range. It's more like Q back up a step E. But EQ is like Noob's bread and butter. Like right here, E onto him. E onto him, then Q him. Lots of damage. E is half of your engage. That's actually a pretty good E though, getting in range to body block. That was a pretty good find, if that was purposeful. Get support camp now, by the way. Is the play with Imperious dead. Your lanes are all kind of weird. All right, no support camp, at least turret camp. I don't think you get Falstad here. It's just Rhaegar. Oh, scuffed gank in existence. All right, he used E onto him. Good Q. Man, stop being afraid to use E though. As soon as he uses E, you get a free combo on him, and get like. E is not as much of a stun as Q is, but it's still extra stun time, and also a slow that sets up for your stun, and it persists after the stun. It's a lot. It's a lot of extra CC. If Anub'arak just using Q is not, you're not a full tank. Oh, Q him. Nice. Step back and E him. No? Alright. Yeah, so there. What I would say is after ETC slides in, you can Q him, cocoon the Lucio, step back. Either. Yeah, so like Q him right now. Q him right now, cocoon the Lucio, then E him as follow up, and he should die. Said no E, no slow. He just kind of walks out.
A protector is almost ready. Access its terminal when I bring it online.
You missed mid soak here. What are you doing bot instead? Oh, you're catching the bot soak that your team left. Which is valid, but you didn't know they were going to leave until you were bot, so decision making I think is still flawed. What were you going to do bot? Look for a gank, not as relevant as mid soak. I would push out another bot wave here. It's there, might as well get it. Random Q does nothing. Okay, I mean, there's your E. Props for doing that. I chunk him a little bit. However, your little random 1v1 with Volskaya has left 2 of your teammates to die because you were not there. Like, what is this? I mean, I applaud you for having the confidence to use your E there, but team's all fighting up here. You're clearly not here to catch the wave, otherwise you would have caught the wave bot. You're here to your reasoning was to fight the Volskaya, but now your team is down a tank, and what happened up here? Actually, your team is taking a fight. Oh, Chromie got ganked. But if you were there, you could have helped her. You could have cocooned this Imperious, perhaps. Gone on some other people, cocooned someone, gone on someone else, stunned people inside Deathwing's fire. Any number of things you could have contributed. Instead, you've contributed nothing. You've mildly inconvenienced this Volskaya. He's low, but he's just gonna get healed up. That's on you, dude. Should they have been taking a fight without you? Probably not. Chromie got ganked. That's, she probably could have prevented that. Let's go back and look at what happened with Chromie. Back a little further. I mean, she's stepping up a little bit far. And she can see them rotating up here. She definitely stay a little bit too far, but she also stalled for quite a bit with her stasis for some help that never arrived. I am being a little bit unfair to you. Like, realistically, the problem came about, first of all, with Chromie getting ganked, which she saw coming and could have avoided. But also, I feel like the goal here is to look at your play, not Chromie's play, and see what you could have done to help. It's not productive to say, oh, this is Chromie's fault. She got caught here, when there's also something you could have done. You can't change Chromie's behavior, you can change your behavior. Yeah, good to recognize there. You're 4v5. You can't really fight this. Actually, sorry, you're 3v5. You absolutely cannot fight this. Yeah, good thing there, reminding people that you're down. And clear this wave and then rotate top and look again. It's not amazing, but I start rotating up now. Screw the rest of the wave. Good. Alright, now you're here. Wave's cleared. You can look E onto someone. Anyone? ETC there? Proceed, please. Onto that ETC. Q him. Alright, so you do get a kill there, but not really by any merit of your own. You just kind of wait for them to make a play. Again, Anub's an aggressive tank. You want to be making the plays. Anub is not someone that wants people to come to you. He wants to come to them. Like, you step in here. Like, right here, you're in your own backline. You're doing absolutely nothing here. Your only contribution is when ETC literally ends by sliding into your entire team with no follow-up. And he's basically already stunned. He was going to die without your Q anyway, pretty much. Good cocoon to keep the Imperious off you. Wait, did you use E there? Ah, I see. You missed E on Imperious. So that was an okay cocoon. It kept Imperious off you guys long enough. There's definitely better opportunities, though. Could have done much worse. E onto him as soon as he steps up. When he was... Yeah, okay. So You don't have Q quite yet because you just used it on a minion wave for nothing again. And stop getting that. If you're like alone and you declare a minion wave, sure, use the Q on him. But in this case, you're in a team fight setting. There's still people around. There's still potential kills. Save your abilities. Because now a couple seconds later, Imperius walks in here, E him, E behind him, hit him with the E knockup, Q backwards, he dies. And then when he's stunned by Kel'Thas, you could definitely follow up on that as well. Camera was just kind of in the wrong place. You're like you have, even if your Q's not on cooldown too, by the time you like get there and knock him up, your Q will be off cooldown. Oh, he's stunned by Kel'Thas. Easy EQ. Instead, you kind of miss the kill. You're not doing anything. Random Q with no follow-up. Get stunned by Imperius. The successful to bail you out. E with no follow-up. Stop being afraid of pressing E is kind of just like your biggest thing. That's your number one feedback for this game. Stop being afraid to go in. Some engages will be bad, and there's certainly another edge of the spectrum where you're like 2 engage champion, always going in on people even when there's no follow-up. But you're nowhere near that point. You're on the opposite end where you're very scared to go in and you're not doing anything with your hero. Like you're picking Anub'arak, Anub'arak wants to go in and you're not going in with him. What is Anub'arak doing here? He's doing nothing. So my number one advice here is just start going in more. Even when it feels uncomfortable for you, because currently your zone for when it feels comfortable is way too low. So step out of your comfort zone a bit, try out some engages. Some of them will be int, but that's fine. That's how you learn. You limit test. If you don't limit test, you never really learn your hero. You're playing too safe. You think your limits are far below what they are. Sometimes you'll hit something that's above what the limit of the actual hero is, but that's how you get better at the hero. You do some things are int, some things aren't int, you realize what's not int, and you get to the very edge of what isn't, and that is the limit of your hero, and that's how you learn what engages are good or not. And then you need to E out here. Like, you guys, okay, good kill. Like, you guys had the point advantage here. And you just kind of, you personally, just kind of let them come in. Because Imperius first person coming in, he should die. You have everyone arrayed here. You have at least 2 people capable of hitting him right here. Deathwing's a little bit far away. Rhaegar's a little bit far away, but between Anub'arak's stun and your body blocking, you can get both of them in range. This guy should die 100%. This is not allowed. Like, let's look at... Like, he has 0 teammates around. This is death. But you just kind of wander in circles and let him do that. You got Falstad walk in. Falstad should be dead too. This E is after no one can follow up because everyone's had to back away. You're kind of just waddling in circles here. And then you have to use your E to get out. Like, so far you've contributed nothing, pretty much, to this team fight. That Q does help with the kill, so you've managed to get 1 kill. But as sort of like a last minute follow-up, because he kind of just speared into 3 people. I do like your decision to go soak again, though. Going waves, trying to get 16. Nice. Your team doesn't need you to kill his protector. They can kill it just fine. You can actually push here a little bit, especially with 16. I would actually just push this wall. Okay, never mind, he's an Imperius. Again, what are you doing fighting this Volskaya? Now you're E's down. If this Imperious rotated up and went on you, you wouldn't have any escape.
Strange. I did not
Okay,
expect
that's a gust.
to be this close.
Does that kill him? I don't think it does. Oh, sound barrier, definitely not. You almost let the sound barrier run out. You cue this ETC? Nope. E onto him? Okay. Then you just kind of let them do whatever they want. Yeah, you waste Q on nothing here. You don't have Q for a bit. So you can't look for anything. So you can't Q this guy. You can't even E this guy because you used E a little bit before as well. So as Anub'arak, this ETC slides in, you can E onto him for sure. Like, but you're kind of just walking in circles here. Random Q does nothing. Yeah, you kind of just walked in circles there. Let the enemy team do whatever they wanted to you. And your Chromie died for your sins. If you want to gank him, why are you going this super safe way though? If you go around like this, yeah, if you go like where you're going beforehand, you can cut off his rotation. Q does nothing, now your Q's down, you can't look for anything when your team is actually their follow-up. Huh. There's a cocoon. Okay, there, see, that's a good combo. That's what you want to do. Do that more. Right, yep. You Q's up, you E on him, you Q him, fantastic. Amazing. That is, you even sort of half get into range to body block him. That is what you want to do. You do kind of just let the CTC past you though. But what you did on that Imperious, do that like 20 more times this game and you're good. Q with no follow-up. If you had Q here, you could look to chunk this ETC with your Rhaegar. You onto someone? Q them? Nope. Alright. Q with no follow-up. Random harass on the Azmodan. Good job getting out of C though. Random walking into a wave. Go on someone. Both your DPS is here waiting. When your DPS was in range, you could have Q'd someone. QE. Good try.
I'm starting up an excess terminal.
Hey, those forts don't grow on trees. Or maybe they do.
Just Q here to clear wave is fine, because there's no kills that are going to happen in the next 12 seconds.
It's time.
They don't have a heal camp anymore. It should be turret v turret in terms of items. Grab that globe for your team. Globe. And also, you can absolutely look for this Imperious here. Like, he's just sort of in your face, or that Azmodan. Or this false stud. Alright, Q with no follow-up. Meanwhile, your team is getting gone by ETC. Alright, good E. If you had a Q, he could die. And now they have 20, because you didn't go on anyone. In time. So, I wonder what your plan is here, because you're posturing like you want to fight before 20. When they get 20, you realize you don't need to fight, which is correct. You don't want to fight down 20, but you didn't really make anything happen before 20. What were you, if you weren't going to make anything happen, if you were just going to walk around in circles and wait for them to get 20, better to just go soak and try and pick up that XP anyway. If you are going to fight pre-20, which is also correct, if you're gonna hit 21st, want to take a fight beforehand, you gotta be aggressive and actually look for that fight. There's good things here though. Spam retreat, spam that they have talent to your advantage, make sure your team understands you don't want to fight here. Now, you don't need to soak. Chromie's getting this soak. You don't need to be here. Your entire team absolutely does not need to be top to collect this soak while they're pushing bot. One person should be top clearing. 3 people is absolutely redundant. I want to see if you actually use rewind. My guess is you do not use it correctly this game. Okay. I like the aggression here. I do like the idea here. When there's 2 people in the protector, especially if it's both their front line here, you can absolutely look past it. And the issue is that there's no follow-up. And naturally, I'd like that you made this play, because I was just talking about earlier, limit testing. See what you can get away with. This play does not work because your DPS is in Africa. And I'm going to tell you it doesn't work because this is how you improve. But I like that you did it because now you know that this doesn't work. And if you didn't have this aggression, you wouldn't know that this doesn't work. You've never tried it. So E into Q. You want to immediately rewind and Q again. You give him too much time, and he gets to E out. But I was saying, you did actually try and use rewind correctly there. You did try and get a full combo. You waited a little bit too long to use it, like half a second. But that's fine. Mechanical misplays I will accept. I like the continued aggression. Cocoon's someone here, by the way. Your team is hitting the Immortal, though. Alright, good Cocoon. Again, I like the aggression, but there is no follow-up. I like that you made the play, though. You did just use all of your abilities with no follow-up. But I honestly would much rather that you did that than what you've been doing for the past 18 minutes and not going in on anyone. Because at the very least that accomplished something. You zoned their entire team off of the protector so your team could clear it for free. It's not ideal that you used both your rewind and your cocoon there and didn't really get any kills. But you did do something. So I'm glad you made that play. Eon time and Q him. The aggression's gone. Rest in peace. Interesting positioning here. You have no follow-up, but I don't hate this. Staying out of vision. You're in range. Okay, you don't want to go on them with the 4 there. Q with no follow-up. This is such a weird fight. Your team's getting gone by this Falstad. Okay, well, he exploded. You'll love to see it. Falstad ends. You can definitely go for this heal camp, by the way. Hey, but you just gotta let the ETC walk past you. You have literally every single ability up, and this ETC just, like, slaps you a little bit and walks away. He literally touches you. And you could have pressed any one of these 3 abilities and gotten a kill. Cocoon is the more reliable one. Nice, okay, good E. Rewind Q. Q. Alright, step back E again. Nice! Okay, huge! Excellent, alright. You were hitting the building at the start there, which is not ideal. But you did see those kills and you followed up beautifully on them. Like, going to hit this building while there is people all over here, a little troll. If you just E onto the Azmodan, that's the better play, but uh, nice. And you rewind to get the Q, and you step back to E. Excellent. So you do know how to do that. And that gets you a kill, another kill because you're body blocking. Fantastic. Did that guy cocoon the Lucio, by the way? Cocoon the Lucio. Set up a kill on him. Nice! Huge. Alright, and that should be a kill too. Now. Alright. Got it. Very good. Alright, this should be game, by the way. You killed that. You continue pushing this. You should be ending the game here. Maybe. Death timers are a little staggered. You should at the very least be getting this keep here. It's fantastic. You can try to look for the end. I would try and look for core damage here. You still have 20 seconds before they're up. I would not art here. You better get this keep. Alright, why are you hearthing? If you were like, what are you hearthing for? Is there something like pushing your core that I didn't see? Am I blind? Is it no, there's no threats that you to back for. Yeah, because if you stay when this Volskaya steps up, you can just go on him immediately. He dies as well, and then you get to end the game because he ends. Like if you're sitting here, this Volskaya shows you E onto him, you Q onto him, he dies. Maybe he doesn't die. Your DPS is a little bit far behind, but he's definitely chunked. He doesn't get to gust your entire team away. Your Deathwing doesn't die, and you get this keep a lot smoother. The tank backing first is absolutely not what you want to see. Wait, you're not even defending your mid keep. Where are you going? Bot? Alright, bot's also acceptable. Your mid keep is the one actually taking damage right now, though. Team's also dying here. Like, you backing here is like 1000% troll, and if you lose the game off of this, it is your fault. Tank does not want to be the first one backing. Especially when you have like full health and mana. No, that is absolutely on you. That's not Chromie's fault. Like how did Chromie end up in this position? Is it probably because she couldn't back with Volskaya chasing her down, and then she gets caught on by stage dive when Anub'arak or when ETC respawns, yeah? Hello, replay? You wanna load? Any replays? Alright. Good old HOTS replay system. You love to see it. Alright, so they have this keep. 50 backs. So she did have time to back. Alright, that's a little weird. Nah, still, if you were retreating with them, she would have been fine. Because she wanted to push mid too, which is acceptable. Like their healer's still dead. Keep up the pressure, push mid. You should have been with them.
Terminal activated. Take control of it.
And I'm being a little bit unfair. There is certainly stuff Chromie could have done better there too. Just sort of sitting there and taking a couple tower shots and giving them full vision on her. And her positioning was a little weird, but again, this is about you, not about Chromie. Also, because 2 people died last minute, they get this heal camp for free. I like your positioning here. You're staying out of vision. You have abilities to engage. You can look at this fall stat. I'm not sure why you're going mid when both your DPS are bot. What are you doing here? Drop your turret, dude. Hello? Any turret users? Any turret users? Ah, I see. Way too late to have any impact. I really rewinding at 22 minutes takes so long. I need to go back a couple more seconds. I want to see the start of this fight again. Do-do, do-do, do-do. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do. I just want to see the start of it. But I mean, the general gist is, what are you doing mid? There's no follow-up. There's no reason for you to go mid, and then you just take like a weird fight and use resources you don't have to. Because yeah, I mean, you didn't see the Azmodan before, so I'll excuse that. You'll excuse you getting flanked for that. You just kind of came out of nowhere, but you definitely knew these guys were here. You were going on to flank them with no follow-up anywhere. I would have queued back on the Anub to make sure, or the Imperious to make sure you couldn't do that. Like, drop your turret here immediately, too. Not a bad cocoon. He gets kind of broken out immediately by Lucio. Lucio would have been a better cocoon, especially since Lucio has the heal camp. And now you drop the turret when there's no one to get hit by it. So, you do force their heal camp before you use one of their turrets. Or use one of your turrets for their heal camp and kind of nothing else. Now you probably just lose off of this. Ah, good gust. Unfortunate. Storm shield came a little bit too late. Like the aggression here. You have no Q though. They're not like actually pushing in for some reason. You actually like survive this. It's unfortunate. Why were you backing there, by the way? You have full health and full mana. Yeah, and at this point it's kind of just awkward. You have no DPS. Maybe you could just cocoon Falstad or something. Alright. No Q follow-up. Q. Cool. Cocoon Falstad. I don't know. Like, once both DPS are down, it's kind of not much you can do. The fact that they're not ending here is honestly miraculous. Alright, nice. Just going for keep. I don't even know what this is. They could just be ending the game here. Rhaegar dies here. Rhaegar lives. E onto him. A little bit late. Could have kept him in the flame strike. Romi's in trouble. They finish this off. I guess you just all die here and then they end the game. That's a weird interaction. Rewind does nothing. All your abilities do nothing. This is such a soft fight. What is this? They did not actually end. That's so weird. You can test them somewhere else and you die in the end. They're split. You could look for something. Oh, I see. You went and you lose again. Alphabet. Lord. Alright, here's
Well done. Let us press onward.
you gotta E out as soon as you see those. Q or Q and E out. Q backwards. Or rewind E out. You could have made it out of that.
Takedown.
That's unmuted.
Hey, protecting our core.
What is this camera? Yep. Then the game's just over from there. As it's not the photo comp. Comp was absolutely playable.
Hero slain. Red team's core is under attack.
Alright. I'm gonna go back a little bit to when they get the objective, because the objective should have lost you the game if they're actually playing effectively. It's like, what, level 25, 25-minute protector. You can absolutely just walk out the core. It's actually strong by this point. Alright, here it is. I can't actually see the point timer because replay's funky, but yeah, you just probably, I don't know, just gotta get your team and go to the point with them. You can't extend it too hard. Alright, we're going over this way. Not much point going over it again. Challenge real quick, seem fine. Standard beetle build. Shadow Skulls is interesting. Usually, people will take the Q with the beetle build. I prefer the E for better engages. Shadow Skeleton's also fine. The 4 is not terribly important. The rest of this is standard beetle build. Honestly, I would honestly recommend that you start trying to play with Locust Swarm and the Locust Swarm upgrade. Your cocoons aren't awful, they're not amazing either. But just regardless, Locust Swarm adds more damage, adds more sustain. Um, it's not necessarily even inferior to Cocoon. It's certainly easier to use. And it's the higher win rate talents by quite a bit. I don't usually like to go by win rates, but I have tried Locust Swarm. It is quite effective. It's my preferred talent. This is like a very good cocoon target. Uh, or I'm playing competitively in Storm League. I take Locust Swarm a lot anyway. It's easy, gives you a lot of extra sustain, gives you a lot of more sticking power. But overall talents, whatever. Um, General tips. Number one, more aggression. I've said this like 20 times throughout this video, but just through whatever means, get more comfortable. See a person, E the person, Q the person, body block the person, try and find the kill. Sometimes they'll be in, sometimes there'll be no follow-up, but just start trying a lot more because you lost this game a lot because you played very passively. Honestly, your biggest chance to win was top, and you kind of blew it by just backing randomly. I thought there was ways pushing in mid and bot, but you could have at least tried to get core damage, and you absolutely should not be backing before that keep is dead. Um, and when everyone else is still trying to push the keep, you back, and that keep's still back, that keep's not dying. You definitely died for it, and your Chromie died for it. So that's on you. So yeah, more aggression. Get comfortable with pressing E a lot more. Stop walking up to people. Stop playing passively. uh, you should be starting the fights. You should not be waiting for other people to start the fights as a Anub'arak. As other fights, if you're like a Mei or a Garrosh or something, you can play a bit more conservatively, or even a Johanna, because you can take those sustained fights. You have a lot of like random peel. A noob does not have a lot of random peel. A noob does not have a lot of random damage. A noob is squishy. He does not want people to come to him. He wants to come to people. So that's absolutely the number one thing. And honestly, that's like 90% of the takeaway from this. The rest of it is like various macro decisions, like backing at this keep. There was some fights like doing this false dead mid, but that's not general. That's not like generally applicable advice. Um, this game wasn't actually as like hard stompy as I thought it would be. Like, yeah, you're down a bunch of buildings, um, but you had a chance to win, and the other team kind of entered a whole lot too, like not ending immediately with this protector, dancing around a whole bunch, etc., etc. Also, stop blaming other people. It's not super conductive. Yeah, but I hope this doesn't come off as too like aggressive. I'm kind of hammering these points home because I want them to stick. And really want to highlight the weaknesses in your play so you can see them and improve on them. Um, this wasn't made with any sort of malice, and I hope it doesn't come off like that. But in any case, I hope this is helpful. This is helpful. Like really, it might even just be helpful to go into like try mode or practice tool or some bots and just get comfortable with your EQ combo, and so that it's sort of second nature when you see someone. Um, but whatever you think will help you, just get the aggression up if you want to keep maining a noob. But hope at least some of this was helpful. And of course, if you have any questions, let me know. And good luck with your future games.